Senate rejects President Muhammadu Buhari's proposal to borrow $30 billion on the 2016 to 2018 external borrowing plan. The upper legislative chamber unanimously threw out the loan request after a voice vote on the floor of the chamber today. The Young Democratic Party and the Independent Electoral Commission appear to be on a collision course as the party condemns the electoral umpire's refusal to recognize its new logo. The YDP claims this is the reason for its abysmal performance in the elections so far. That's our focus on the program tonight. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. We are reaching you from our global headquarters here in Lagos. I'm Imana Amawe. Welcome to the program. And tonight, we talk on the President's request for approval from the National Assembly for a $30 billion foreign loan, which failed to sail through at the upper legislative chamber. We'll also be looking into the issue of a seeming crisis of identity in the Young Democratic Party. But before we proceed further into the matter, let me remind you not to be left out of the conversation. Remember that we are live right now on Facebook. Go ahead, watch, comment, and be part of the show. We look forward to hearing from you. Many thanks for staying with us, everyone. Well, let's begin tonight from the meeting President Buhari has held with stakeholders of the Niger Delta in the council chambers of the presidential villa in Abuja. In attendance at that meeting were the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, as well as governors of Bayelsa, Delta, Imo, Akwa Ibom, Edo, and Cross River, the Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Babacha Lawal, the service chiefs, as well as some members of the Federal Executive Council were also in attendance. Niger Delta stakeholders were drawn from 9 states, that's Ondo, Imo, Abia, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Edo, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom. There was, however, no representative of the militant groups in attendance at that meeting. The aim of the meeting is to find ways of ending the militancy in the region, which has led to a sharp decline in Nigeria's oil revenue. And now to our main topic tonight. One of our main topics tonight. The Senate has rejected the President's external borrowing plan worth $30 billion for the execution of projects from the 2016 to 2018 period. The upper legislative chamber unanimously rejected President Buhari's plan when it was put to vote on the floor of the chamber. Note that before today's vote by the Senate, the President had written to the National Assembly asking them to approve a foreign loan of exactly $29.96 billion to address infrastructure deficits in the country. The presidency had explained that the amount which is under the government's external borrowing plan was to be spent on power, railway, roads, education, health, water resources, and other things as well. 2 times at plenary today, Senate President Bukola Saraki put the question that should the Senate consider the request of the President for the 2016-2018 external borrowing rolling plan, and twice it was also rejected. Senate leader Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume moved the motion for the consideration of the request, and Deputy Minority Leader Emmanuel Bwacha seconded that motion. When the Senate President put the question up again, it was roundly rejected. The findings showed that the lawmakers were not comfortable with some glaring omissions in the executive's communication forwarded to them by President Muhammadu Buhari. And now to our other issue for the day, the Young Democratic Party and the Independent National Electoral Commission seem to disagree over what the right logo for identifying the political party is. As we can see on our screens, there are 2 logos there. One with a light bulb and another with a vehicle. And while the YDP says it has submitted a logo which it wants to be identified by to INEC, INEC, on the other hand, has refused to recognize that logo, claiming that the said logo is already being used by another political party which is undergoing registration. But the YDP has cited sections 82, subsection 2A and B of the Electoral Act, which has to deal with the logo of an already registered political party which cannot be used by another political party. But the bone of contention here is that the party INEC is talking about is yet to be registered by the electoral umpire. Then there is also, of course, the leadership tussle in the party, with one faction of the YDP claiming to have sacked 34 officials. And, to throw more light on some of these issues, I'm joined by Ugochukwu Nwofo. He's the National Legal Advisor of the Young Democratic Parties in Abuja studios. Many thanks for staying with us, Mr. Nwofo. Mr. Nwofo, there are two logos.
Thank you very much, Imana.
Thank you very much. There are two logos up or raising contention between INEC and your party, the party which you represent, the YDP. One has the light bulb, one has the vehicle on it. Which of these logos has INEC identified your party with, and which one does your party want to be identified by?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, we became a political party by virtue of our going to court. On January 15th this year, INEC issued us our certificate of registration. Up until that time, we got registered with the tractor. That was the logo and the symbol upon which our party was registered. However, on the 3rd of February, we wrote a letter which was received on the 5th of February by INEC, insisting that we wanted to change our logo. By virtue of Section 44 of the Electoral Act, any political party that can adopt any logo it wants to adopt, if the logo falls within the conditions stipulated in Section 82, 1 and 2 of the Electoral Act. Okay, so we applied, and we told INEC we wanted to change the logo, and the Commission obliged us. About 3 weeks after, the state logo was uploaded on the website of INEC. Then afterwards, sometime about 4 months after, we found out that the logo was brought back to the other one. Well, remember, we got registered and we started campaigning after our registration, talking to people about our party, printing many materials, hundreds of thousands of materials based on the new logo we adopted. And you have to put the same logo. Any party can adopt any logo it wants to adopt, as far as it's within the confines of Section 82. Now, we wrote a series of letters or correspondences to INEC, to the Commission, and by July 15th, the Commission now finally wrote to us and said that the logo in question, that is the bulb, is being used or has been allotted to a party in the process of registration. And they quoted Section 82, subsection 1, 2A and B, that we have violated that law. And we said no. That is, in our own contemplation, that's not what the law is saying. The law is strictly clear, very clear. It's very obvious. It says that it has to be a party or a logo that is registered, or a party that is registered using a logo. And we said that is not true. We have started campaigning. Remember, we did our primaries at Ondo State with that. Everybody that registered, thousands of people that registered on our party, used that same bulb logo. It symbolizes a lot of philosophy about the party, ideology of the party. I said, with all due respect, in as much as we respect the body, INEC, but this one is far too way off it. And we wanted to see, we went through the processes of looking for the party that is using bulb. We found no party. Only for us to find out there's a party that applied to be registered. So the question is, who owns the logo? Who is entitled to the logo? In our own view, in the view of the law, it's YDP. And we campaigned. When we came to the ballot papers and when our people wanted to vote, we found out that our logo was not there. Okay. Nobody knows us, identified with us with the tractor. And people didn't vote. And let me explain something here. More than about 1.94 million people are registered voters in Ondo State. Out of all this number, not more than 700,000 people voted, meaning that a deficit of about 1.12 million people didn't vote. Why didn't they vote? They were in Ondo. Why did they vote? They came to vote. They came to vote for YDP. and they didn't see the logo of YDP.
Just a moment.
So, as you mean?
Just a moment, Mr. Nwofo. Just a moment. Agreed. There's a mix-up with the misrepresentation of the party with the logo, but you claim that your abysmal performance at the Ondo election had to do with the wrong logo being used for your party. Does the party have a strong enough structure in Edo State to have swept the polls?
Oh, definitely. Now, like what I'm trying to tell you. Remember, there were registered voters in Edo State, about 1.9 million people. And if they all wanted to vote for either APC, PDP, ABGA, any of them, they would have voted. Now, why didn't they vote? So only about 650,000 people voted. Not more than 650,000 people voted. Deficit of about 1-point-something million. Those people, most of them, came to vote. They didn't see the logo or the symbol of YDP. They turned back and they didn't vote. And that is what we're saying.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a moment, Mr. Nwofo. We need to take a moment now. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Please stay with us.